You want it? I got it. Let's talk about it. Hey everyone, and welcome to my channel. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. All right, let's get into it. This is going to be my backlash prediction. So there are currently 6 matches on the card right now. Usually on PLEs there's at least 7 matches, but I think for Backlash, I guess since we're going to be getting a fatal 4-way match, it could extend the time. That's why they only have actually announced 6. I think Friday on SmackDown, they may add another match depending on what happens with Jade Cargill and Nia Jax and who that winner may be. They may set it for a match with Tiffany Stratton. We'll see and we'll wait. I don't know. All right, from the first match, all right, we got Gunther and Pat McAfee, which is going to be in the cage, which is interesting because we know how this all got started, you know, with Michael Cole. As a commentator making, his comments and stuff, and he said something that Gunther didn't like, and then Gunther coming out being the bully that he is, um, tried to choke out Michael Cole. But then Pat McAfee, being Pat McAfee, came to Michael Cole's rescue and then end up getting choked out himself and put to sleep. So the challenge was made. And Pat McAfee is the one who made the challenge that he wanted to have Gunther at Backlash. And then that match is going to be in a cage. And this past Monday night, when they had the face to face, man, Paul was saying I'm sorry, Pat McAfee was saying how, Michael Cole was his friend, and how Michael Cole been in the business for so many years, um, that he would defend, Michael Cole. But then Gunther, Gunther being Gunther, was warning Pat McAfee, telling like, you're walking into this and you're asking for this. And Gunther is going to destroy Pat McAfee. I'm sure Pat McAfee will put up a fight, but Gunther in his own right should mop the floor with Pat McAfee. Gunther's not lost a lot of matches since he's been with the WWE brand. Even the NXT Europe, and on Raw. So Pat McAfee, good luck, but Gunther's going to take this one. Hands down, Gunther should win this. And then we got Dominic Mysterio against Penta. Now, Penta has been doing this thing. He's been pinned a couple of times, during tag team matches and stuff like that. Dominic Mysterio is doing his thing, winning the Intercontinental title, and the Fatal 4-Way. So, I don't understand this match and why it was put together the way that it was, because JD McDonough came down and interfered on Penta. They had the match, but then El Grande Americana came down and interfered in that match, but yet Penta gets a match with Dominic Mysterio for an Intercontinental title match. All right, well, make that make sense. But Dom Mysterio will win that. I think Dom Mysterio is going to be a good champion. I can't believe I just said that. But I believe he's going to be, I think Dom might turn face. I'm not sure, but I think it is. There's a lot of problems going on in the Judgment Day and Finn Balor. I think Finn Balor is going to be out of the Judgment Day. I'm not sure. There's been some rumors floating around saying that maybe Roxanne Perez might show up and take Liv Morgan's place as far as in the Judgment Day. We'll just have to wait and see. But it would be a good look because Roxanne Perez is actually kind of looking good, coming in from out of NXT, doing what she did in NXT, and then making it onto the main roster. So we'll see what happens with that. But Dominic Mysterio will win that match against Penta. Then we have Jey Uso and Logan Paul. This should be a good match. I'm not taking anything from Logan Paul because Logan Paul is actually a real good wrestler inside the ring. I mean, for him to do the things that he's been doing inside the ring, I like it. But then Jey Uso's been doing his thing for years and stuff, but mostly as tag team. For the last year well, for the last year, yeah, a year maybe two. Jey Uso has been on the single track and everything, wrestling, and he's been making a pretty good name for himself. Him and the Gunther thing actually worked well. I mean, the storyline to that ended up good. I know a lot of people were saying that Jey Uso wasn't ready for that type of come up and everything, but I think Jey Uso earned it. I said it in one of my first videos when I started about 3 months ago that Jey Uso was going to win that title, and he did. He won that title, and on May 10th, he was going to win and remain the champion. Logan Paul is not going to win. He'll give him a good fight, but Logan Paul will win. Jey Uso will win that match. Then we got Lara Valkyria against Becky Lynch. This is going to be a good one also. Becky Lynch, just came back, you know, um, from whatever she was doing. You know, I think she was just being home, taking a break for a while and everything, kind of healing up on some of the injuries, sore spots, taking care of her daughter and everything. Glad to see Becky Lynch back and everything, and she's come back as a pretty strong, good-looking heel. Lyra Valkyria, being the first Intercontinental Women's Champion, she's been actually doing good with that belt. She's been working. It's not like she won the title and just took time off. She's been pretty busy and stuff. And her beating Becky Lynch back when Becky Lynch won the NXT title, and then Lyra Valkyria took that title off of her. I guess it kind of left a little sad taste in Becky Lynch's mouth. I'm sure, they're both, being from where they are, the same Ireland, and we got to see how that's gonna work. It was a pretty good session that they had last week, and man, it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a firecracker one. I would not be surprised if Becky Lynch won that, but I'm going to pick Lyra Valkyria to win. Um, I just see them doing more with her with that belt and giving Becky Lynch another chance to go for a world title shot. Um, I like to see Becky Lynch and Io Sky go at it for the title. I think that would be a great match. So I think that's what's going to happen down the road. We got Money in the Bank coming up, so ooh, we could see something happening. Who's going to win that? But that's for another video. My prediction on this one is going to be Lyra Valkyria will retain and become state champion. And then we're going to move on to the Fatal 4-Way. The Fatal 4-Way between Jacob Fatu, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, and LA Knight. Now, I don't know how much influence Solo Sikoa is going to be in here, but I think it's going to be to the point to where Solo does something, to interfere, and then Jacob Fatu is going to, oh man, it's gonna be good. But ultimately, out of this match, it's gonna be a great match because we have heat between LA Knight and everybody on there. Everybody has heat with each other, you know. But Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre have the heaviest heat on each other and stuff. So I think that's going to be something that's going to take away from the match. And then I believe LA Knight may get the upper hand on Jacob Fatu. Solo Sokoa is going to come in, probably interfere, might cause Jacob Fatu to lose the belt, and LA Knight could win it. But I'm thinking Jacob Fatu is going to retain and win and stuff. I mean, you know what I mean? Uh, man. So I'm going with Jacob Fatu on this one. Him and Solo will probably be battling for the U.S. title, maybe after Money in the Bank. It could be a match set up for SummerSlam, which would be a great thing for that to happen. Because SummerSlam now is a 2-night event, so that might happen. But it's going to be a good match, and I'm looking for Jacob Fatu to actually win this match, and it's going to be brutal. And then now we have Randy Orton and John Cena. Ooh, and they've been battling each other throughout their careers, um, and stuff. Starting back in Breaking Point in 2009 with John Cena and Randy Orton. You know, um, had a match for the title. I think at that time, I think Randy Orton was the champion, and then John Cena defeated Randy Orton and took that title. And that's at Breaking Point in 2009. And then Hell in the Cell was Randy Orton, against John Cena. And then at that time, John Cena was the champ. And this is Hell in the Cell 2009, and when Randy Orton, you know, beat John Cena. So they've been going back and forth, through, their careers and stuff, which is going to make this match a real good match. I'm hoping. I'm giving them their props for this one and stuff. Hopefully they won't disappoint. And then you have the Iron Man match that they had. Oh man, that was at Bragging Right in 2009, which was a great match. It took forever, but it was a great match. And John Cena won that match, won the championship from Randy Orton, and he made Randy Orton tap out on that one. And then we have a Money in the Bank 2014. Um, that was a triple threat match. John Cena won that. Orton was in that with Kane. So that wasn't a one on one with each other, but it was a good one. And then 2013 TLC, Randy Orton beats John Cena for the title. So they've been going actually back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with the title and stuff. So the last time that John Cena and Randy Orton were in a match was back in 2017, back in February 2017. And John Cena did win that match. Um, so it's going to be something good. And I believe at Backlash, John Cena is going to win this one too. I don't think he's going to lose. It's going to be a good match. I'm sure that Randy Orton is going to get the RKO on John Cena, but in the end, I'm believing that John Cena will win this, retain, and go on to do other things. He says that he's going to retire with the belt and do wrestling in. So we got to see where Randy Orton is on this one. But for my pick for Backlash, it's going to be John Cena to retain as champion. And thank you for watching my video. God bless you. Deuces. And I will see you on the next video.